Alright guys, welcome back to a Tartaria tour. I recently came across this island of Moria when I was searching up dolphin videos. And just the name rung a bell immediately, just because the Moors, Moria. And this is in Tahiti, in French Polynesia, close to also Bora Bora. And that rung a bell as well because Lemuria was supposedly in the Pacific Ocean, and Hawaii, French Polynesia, Easter Island, California, all parts of Lemuria. So yeah, I want to take a few looks at there and just see what we can decipher from Moria. And I want to start off with this link, Crystal Links. I love this website. They have really good info. And it doesn't have too much information on Moria, but it shows pyramids in Tahiti, and it's a drawing. Let's take a look at this, which is quite interesting. You got some step pyramids similar to the ones in Mexico, similar to Machu Picchu. When Captain Cook visited Tahiti, he described the mare of Mahatia as having a stepped pyramid with a base of 259 by 85 feet. Unfortunately, all that remains today is a pile of stones. This drawing comes from the 1799 book, The Voyage of Macduff. So, yeah, this website is good. It's got different pyramid links. But let's look at the island now. Google has to show us. Beautiful island. Would definitely love to go there. There's a high res one. Yeah, you got mountains there. There are the theories that mountains were once buildings. There's also some theories on hydraulic mining. Got to look into it, see what resonates. Yeah, look at these cliffs here. Is that possible remnants of a building? Is this here? We don't know. There's an old church. Got the two towers. Don't know how new or old this may be. I'm not sure if these islands are volcanic. They could be. What do you guys think? It's open for discussion. Obviously, we're researching just to understand and look deeper into it. I was on Mud Fossil University recently, and it showed land, terrain that looks like this, with like a dragon skeleton on it. Very interesting. I like this detail in here. Here's a full road map of it. Yeah, it's like in an M if you flip it upside down. Moria. Moria Dolphin Center. Sorry guys, we're gonna have to take a detour because I love dolphins. The Moria Dolphin Center. Marine Mammals Education Center. Would definitely love to go here. dolphins are very smart. If you watch one of my previous videos, we recently went to swim with them. And I do feel more like I'm getting more and more communication with them recently. I do believe that is possible. You need to open your mind to it and really be open and be able to trust your intuition, be able to have your inner compass. It takes a lot of practice, but I'm on that path of practicing right now. A very interesting shape, this island. Very beautiful. This is Bora Bora, an island close to it. Let's go and take a look over here. So it's 100 years ago today. Tahiti has a long history. Located in the South Pacific, the island was first settled by Polynesians as early as 200 AD. It was later discovered by Europeans during the 16th century and eventually colonized by France. Now a part of French Polynesia, Tahiti is the political and economic capital of autonomous overseas country. While the islands have seen a lot of change over time, some things remain the same. Tahitians have maintained their rich cultural heritage, and the islands themselves are as beautiful as ever. This is this a melted building? It's the question. Or is it hydraulic mining? La Diademe. There are many iconic sites in French Polynesia that give each island its unique character. La Diademe crowns the island of Tahiti as the Queen of the South Pacific. On the left is a picture of these mountain peaks from 1906, and on the right is a more recent picture taken from a similar vantage point. So it's a crown. It does look like a crown. Moria. Here's a picture of Moria, Lumeria, the Moors. That's what guided me to this. Oh, and these guys, the tiki statues. These are great. The Marquesas Islands have ancient stone statues hidden within dense vegetation. On the left is a picture taken in 1910 of the statue of King Takai, located in the Paumau Valley of the island of Hiva. On the right is the same tiki over 100 years later. This statue stands approximately 8 feet tall. Wow, it's 8 feet tall. So is this maybe a replica size of this actual king? Knowing that we have all these pictures of giants and stuff. Ancient Mare. Tahiti is known for the existence of ancient temples called Mare. Many of these sacred stone structures were destroyed, but since have been restored. On the left is a depiction from 1910 of the Mara of Atahuru near Punaru River, and on the right is a restored Maret on the island of Huahine. Excuse me. Alright, here's a city. Looks like Moria. Here's another church in Moria. Oh. Maybe new. Doesn't look super old. Tahiti. Okay, here's this one again. Look at that. Okay, here's another island. Which looks like a drawn picture. So go one more page and then go into Google. Let's go into Google. Alright, here we are. The ley lines around. Here's where that church was, Hapiti. Here's the other one that we saw. Again, I don't know if these are new or old. Looking to see what buildings we have in there. Looks like remnants maybe on the bottom. The stones look pretty old. What's this? Tours. let's take a look. The other islands. It's French Polynesia. Bora Bora is there. Alright, so to end this video, just want to go over to good old Wiki. We got Moria here. Motu is local name about sand island with vegetation, situated in the external edge of the coral reef surrounding the main central island. The lagoon is situated between the coral barrier Motu and the main mountains island. Alright, Moria, also spelled Moria, is a volcanic island in French Polynesia. It is one of the Windward Islands, a group that is part of the Society Islands. 11 miles northwest of Tahiti. The name comes from the Tahitian word Moria, meaning yellow lizard. Mo'o, lizard, rea, yellow. An older name for the island is Aimeho, sometimes spelled Ameo or Iemo. Another spellings that were used by early visitors before Tahitian spelling was standardized. Early Western colonists and voyagers often referred to Moria as York Island. York, it's interesting. York, New York, Mara. Like many of the other islands, Moria was first settled by Polynesians who came from the islands west of Moria. They came down from Southeast Asia in canoes looking for islands to settle on. It is estimated that they arrived on Moria roughly 1,000 years ago. There are some ancient landmarks on Moria known as marae, which are rocks shaped like pyramids, in which are carvings that tell when sacrifices occasionally took place. The oldest is the Afaretu Mare, located in the island's main village. It was crafted by early Polynesians in the year 900. Alright, so maybe this is the remains of what we saw in the beginning. Just these rocks, a pile of rocks left over. It says the first European to sight the island was Pedro Fernandez de Queiroz in 1606. The first European settlers arrived during the 18th century. The first Europeans to arrive on the island were the Englishmen Samuel Wallis and James Cook. Captain James Cook first landed on Tahiti, where he planned the 1769 transit of Venus observed from Tahiti and Moria. At Moria, where Taaro was chief, Cook landed in Apunohu Bay. Cook's Bay was later named in his honor. Spanish sailor Domingo de Bochea visited it in 1774 and named it Santo Domingo. The island was among those visited by the United States exploring expedition on its tour of the South Pacific in 1839. Charles Darwin found inspiration for his theory regarding the formation of coral atolls when looking down upon Moria while standing on a peak on Tahiti. He described it as a picture in a frame, referring to the barrier reef encircling the island. Don the Beachcomber lived here briefly in the 1920s. His houseboat was destroyed by tropical cyclones after he moved it from Waikiki after 1947. Let's look at this guy. Who's this guy? Pedro Fernandez de Queiroz. A Portuguese navigator in the service of Spain best known for his involvement in the Spanish voyages of discovery in the Pacific Ocean, in particular the 1595 to 1596 voyage of Alvaro de Mendaña y Niera, and 4, leading a 1605 to 1606 expedition across Pacific in search of Terra Australis. Was a hypothetical continent first positioned in antiquity and which appeared on maps between the 15th and 18th century. The existence of Terra Australis was not based on any survey or direct observation, but rather on the idea that continental land in the northern hemisphere should be balanced by land in the southern hemisphere. This theory of a balancing has been documented as early as 5th century on maps by Macrobius, who uses the term Australis on his maps. Always good to look at these old maps. Actually, look to the right near where Moria is. Lemuria. It looks like there's a lot more islands here. Let's see if we can make this bigger. What is this? That's a whale. But it looks like it has hands. Here's Africa with all these kingdoms. Looks like, look at all these castles and stuff. India, all these places have these castles. China. Let's see if it says Tartaria. Mongol. Tazara. Tangina. Japan. Or Moria. Would be. Is. Let's take a look in here. All these islands. I didn't know these were here. Florida. Dano. Look at all these castles. California as an island. Mexico, South America. Look at these in the water. There's all these creatures. Interesting, almost connected down here to Antarctica. Alright, well, let's see if there's anything else interesting on this guy. Alright, well that's all I have for you for this one. Maybe there'll be another part later. See you later.